General Hospital spoilers. Tracy unmasks Ronnie, the hidden truth that shakes Port Charles. Tracy Quartermain had seen it all: betrayals, resurrections, scandals, and schemes, but nothing prepared her for the creeping suspicion that had been haunting her for weeks. Something about Ronnie, the charming consultant who recently appeared in Port Charles, didn't add up. He was too polished, too prepared, too familiar with people he supposedly just met. At first, she brushed it off. Port Charles was full of people with secrets. But when ELQ documents started going missing and anonymous tips began circulating about Quartermain finances, Tracy's instincts kicked in. Her gut told her something dark was hiding beneath Ronnie's smooth smile. One afternoon at the Quartermain mansion, as sunlight streamed through the tall windows, Tracy sat at the grand piano pretending to read financial reports. In reality, her mind was racing. She overheard a hushed phone call in the hallway, Ronnie's voice, low and tense. No, she doesn't know yet. But soon, she will. And when she does, it'll be too late. The words sliced through the quiet like a blade. Tracy froze, her heartbeat quickening. The phone call ended abruptly. When Ronnie re-entered the room moments later, his easy grin returned, but Tracy had already seen through it. That night, she poured herself a martini, staring at the family portrait on the wall. "Who are you really, Ronnie?" she whispered. "And what the hell do you want from us?" The next morning, Tracy went straight to Anna Devane. "Anna, I need you to run a background check," Tracy demanded, her voice cutting through the air at the PCPD office. "On Ronnie?" Anna arched an eyebrow. "Ronnie who?" "Exactly," Tracy snapped. "He claims to have no last name, just Ronnie. I want to know who he is, where he came from, and what he's after." Anna hesitated. "You really think he's dangerous?" Tracy smirked. "Dangerous or not, he's hiding something. And in Port Charles, secrets never stay buried." 2 days later, Anna called her back. "Tracy, you need to come down here. Now." When Tracy arrived, Anna looked grim. She handed Tracy a file, half of it redacted, half too shocking to believe. "Ronnie isn't who he says he is," Anna said quietly. "In fact, according to these records, if they are real, he doesn't legally exist under that name." Tracy's stomach tightened. "Then who the hell is he?" Anna flipped another page. "We think his real name is Ryan Prescott, and he's connected to someone you know." "Prescott?" Tracy repeated, the name striking a distant chord. Then it hit her like thunder. Prescott Industries. They tried to buy ELQ 10 years ago, and when Edward turned them down, their CEO vanished. Anna nodded. "And now it seems their missing CEO has resurfaced under a new identity." Tracy felt the room tilt. "Ronnie is Ryan Prescott," she murmured. "And he's back for revenge." That evening, Port Charles glittered under the city lights as Tracy walked into the Metro Court, her heels clicking with purpose. Carly noticed her instantly. "Tracy, you look like you're about to declare war." Tracy gave a tight smile. "Maybe I am." At a nearby table sat Ronnie, or Ryan, sipping wine, calm as ever. Tracy approached. "Mind if I join you?" "Tracy, always a pleasure," Ronnie replied smoothly. "You look intense tonight." She leaned forward, eyes glinting. "Cut the crap, Ryan Prescott." The color drained from Ronnie's face for the briefest second before he recovered. "I think you've had one too many martinis," he said evenly. "Don't play me," Tracy hissed. "I know who you are. Prescott Industries, the hostile takeover attempt, the forged ELQ contracts. You think you can stroll into my family's business and rewrite history?" Ronnie's smirk returned, colder now. "Rewrite? No. Finish what I started." Trace's breath caught. "You were behind the data leaks, weren't you? The missing documents." Ronnie tilted his glass. "Every empire crumbles eventually, Tracy. Even the mighty Quartermains." She slammed her hand on the table, drawing attention from nearby guests. "You made one mistake, Ronnie, or should I say Ryan. You underestimated me." Back at the mansion, Tracy couldn't sleep. Memories flooded her. The Prescott deal, her father's decision, the scandal that followed. Edward had always told her to never trust a man who hides his motives behind charm. She opened the old ELQ archives, sifting through dusty files until she found a contract, signed by Ryan Prescott. The signature was identical to Ronnie's handwriting on recent ELQ reports. She was right all along. Then, Something else caught her eye, an old photograph tucked between the pages. Edward, smiling, standing beside a young man.
Ryan Prescott. And in the corner, a woman. Tracy gasped. It was Lois Cerullo.
How was Lois connected to Ryan? The next morning, she confronted Lois at Kelly's diner. "Tell me about Ryan Prescott," Tracy demanded. Lois blinked in confusion, then her face darkened.
Ryan? Oh my God. Don't tell me he's back.
"So you know him?"
Lois sighed. Know him?
"Tracy, he was my cousin's husband. Until he faked his death."
Tracy felt the ground shift beneath her.
"Your cousin's husband?"
Yeah,
Lois said quietly. "He vanished years ago after some shady business deals. We thought he was gone for good." Tracy realized then. This wasn't just about money. Ronnie's deception ran deeper.
Personal.
Vengeful. With Anna's help, Tracy devised a plan. She invited Ronnie to ELQ for a partnership discussion, claiming she was willing to reconcile. When he arrived, the conference room was empty except for Tracy and hidden recording equipment. "Let's be honest," she began. "You didn't come to Port Charles just for business. You came for payback."
Ronnie smiled faintly.
"You always were perceptive, Tracy."
"Yes. I came for payback.
Edward destroyed my company. My reputation.
My life."
"And you decided to destroy his legacy in return," she replied.
He nodded. "ELQ was supposed to be mine.
"But your family took everything."
Tracy's voice softened, not pity, but understanding.
"You could have built something new. Instead, you chose revenge." "Revenge," he said, "is all I have left." At that moment, Anna entered with Dante, holding a warrant. "Ryan Prescott, you're under arrest for corporate espionage, identity fraud, and attempted extortion."
Ronnie's eyes blazed. "You think this changes anything?"
"Port Charles will remember me." As he was led away, Tracy stood still, watching the man who nearly fooled them all.
"Good riddance," she whispered.
In the days that followed, Port Charles buzzed with gossip. Ronnie the imposter, as the tabloids called him, had shaken the Quartermaines to the core. ELQ shares temporarily dipped, but Tracy quickly regained control. Sitting in her office, she stared out the window, the skyline reflecting on the glass. "Father," she said quietly, looking at Edward's framed photo, "you always said to trust no one."
"Guess you were right." Brooke Lynn entered softly.
"You okay, Aunt Tracy?"
Tracy nodded, exhaling. "I'm fine.
Just realizing how close we came to losing everything."
Brooke Lynn smiled gently. "You saved the family. Again." Tracy gave a rare smile.
"Someone has to." But when Brooke Lynn left, Tracy's eyes fell on a sealed envelope on her desk. No return address, just a single line.
Her pulse quickened.
Ronnie, or Ryan, had escaped custody?
Or someone else was continuing his work. For the first time in weeks, a shiver of unease ran through her. That night, as thunder rolled over Port Charles, Tracy's phone rang. A distorted voice came through. "You unmasked one truth, Tracy. But there's another waiting for you." Ronnie wasn't working alone. Her heart pounded.
"Who is this?"
The line went dead. The mansion went dark as lightning flashed outside. In the reflection of the glass door, she thought she saw a shadow move.
A silhouette, tall, familiar, and watching.
Was it Ronnie back for revenge? Or someone even worse?
Tracy poured herself another martini and whispered to the empty room.
"Bring it on."
Quartermaines never run. The next morning, Anna met with Dante at the station. "The transport van crashed on the way to Pentonville," she said grimly. "Ryan Prescott, or Ronnie, escaped."
Dante cursed. "So he's out there." Anna nodded.
"And I don't think he's finished with Tracy." Back at the mansion, Tracy received a package wrapped in brown paper.
Inside was a small velvet box. She opened it carefully.
A silver ELQ keychain, the same one she had given Edward years ago, now engraved with new words. Tracy's hands trembled, but her resolve hardened. "You picked the wrong Quartermaine to mess with," she muttered. Outside, rain poured, thunder echoed, and somewhere in the shadows, Ronnie smiled.